right, today I'm talking about Masunaga, the capsule collection MOC, Masters of Craft. This is definitely the most beautiful collection that this 100-plus-year-old Japanese brand has ever made. Indeed, one of the most beautiful eyewear collections I have seen. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome to the Hicks Brunson Eyewear YouTube channel. I am Daniel Brunson, your friendly neighborhood optician, and on this channel I like to talk about my favorite indie eyewear brands. I like to talk about cool lens technologies. If you want to see more content like that, please hit that subscribe button down below, and that way you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. All right, now let's get into it. Today I'm talking about Masunaga MOC. And this collection was first teased 1 year ago at Market in New York City. And that was the first time I got to look at just pictures and videos. They didn't even have the prototypes yet, but what I saw was so stunningly beautiful that I ordered these pieces sight unseen, except for seeing the pictures, but without actually seeing the physical product. And this is something very beautiful that Masunaga has made. For those of you that are not familiar with Masunaga eyewear, you might not have been following my channel for very long because I talk about it a lot here, but it's a 100-plus-year-old Japanese brand. They make beautiful eyewear, and it's always been about the quality of the craftsmanship for them. I've made other videos on Masunaga that I'll link to down below, but for today we're going to focus on the capsule collection MOC, which officially released about a month or two ago, and it was so blazingly popular. I didn't expect it. We sold out of our first kit half of our first kit within the first 24 hours, and we've had to try to procure some more pieces. So I'm going to show you everything I've got right now, which is most of the available styles, but we just can't keep these in stock, guys, because they're so beautiful and in such high demand right now. So first of all, let's talk about it. What is MOC? Well, MOC stands for Masters of Craft, and as mentioned for Masunaga, it's always been about the craft. The quality of the craftsmanship for this brand is of the utmost importance. Their history includes creating a pair of eyewear frames for the Japanese emperor back in the early 1900s, which this was a monumental task for them to create, and they've passed on those skills to the following generations. Masunaga basically established the eyewear industry in Fukui, Japan. They were one of the first factories in the area, and all the other factories in that area today, most of them can trace their lineage back to Masunaga. And if you look at eyewear in the world today, the best quality titanium eyewear is known for coming from Japan. If it says made in Japan and it's eyewear, it's just understood to be very high quality. Masunaga, it plays an important role in that, establishing that dominance in the market. So let's talk about eyewear and I delve more into this in my other video on the 000, which I'll link to in the box. So let's talk a little bit about why MOC, the capsule collection, is so special. This is a very limited edition batch of only 150 pieces in each colorway, and they used some very special elements in the production of MOC. 5-micron gold plating that they used on some of the gold panels is 10 times thicker than regular gold plating. This appears on the bridge, the top bar, the temple hinges, and the nose pads, and I'm going to talk more about the nose pads in a moment. They actually created a new kind of nose pad here that I've never seen before. It's a two-tone color that's double layered, and it's made using 4 molds. So there's actually like 2 layers put together here, and it's just a beautiful nose pad. It's one of my favorite design elements of these frames. They carved grooves into the surface of the gold plate that rests against the nose to prevent slippage. And then they also produced a beautiful MOC logo, and they created a medallion of this logo that they embedded in the temple tip. And the design was inspired by the steering wheel of a race car, and it's made of sterling silver. So it's absolutely beautiful medallion logo piece for this collection. Now the Eyewear rim features 3 lines that runs around the Eyewear rim, and the 3 lines are symbolic of Formula One racing Symbolizes the 3-wide Formula One racing, which is where you have 3 vehicles that are racing side by side along the track at a given point in time. That's what the 3 lines symbolize. The rim wire itself is 3.5 millimeters wide, so there's a lot of 3s built into the symbolism here of the collection. The temple design features a deep color enamel with a high glossy epoxy coat. And the design was inspired by the details of some of the world's most beautiful and sophisticated timepieces. So each piece features, let's talk about the lenses. The lenses that come in these pieces are mineral glass lenses of the highest optical clarity and grade. There are 2 base, so they're a little bit flatter than your typical sunglass. But I think 2 base lenses is partially what creates such a beautiful look when you're wearing sunglasses. It actually creates a lot more reflection on the lens surface. It almost kind of looks like a mirror finish, even though it's not a mirror finish. This collection is truly worthy of being called artwork when you look at all of the beautiful details that Masunaga has put into it. So let's look at these models. Let's look at the wearability and how they fit on the face. I'm going to start with model 001. This was by far the most popular model in the beginning when we first launched the collection and made it available. This is the model that we sold out of within the first 24 hours of getting our collection. So model 001 is your classic navigator-shaped sunglass, which I love a good navigator. I've always loved a good navigator sunglass. I just feel like it's aviator with a little more edge to it, but the boxy shape with the double bar. And then when you look at these pieces from Masunaga, they're just simply beautiful. As I mentioned, this one, the 001, this is color A. It has a 10 millimeter thick acetate inner rim, which produces a little bit of a side shield effect right here. And it's brushed, this color is brushed gunmetal. The metal is brushed gunmetal. The acetate rim is burgundy, and they used 10 karat gold plating on the bridge bar right here and this top bar on this hinge area here. And then, of course, as well on those beautiful nose pads that I mentioned earlier. Just a really beautiful look all around. The lens color in this color A is dark gray to light gray. So gradient gray, has a backside, kind of a goldish tone, backside anti-reflective coating, so you don't get any reflections on the back of the lenses. Just a beautiful piece. Take a look at the temple and the MOC medallion right in the tip of the left temple, and that is a sterling silver medallion, guys. These are all beautiful details. This black color is that deep enamel detail color work that I mentioned. And just show you this on this first one here. On color A, 001, you're going to get a certificate of authenticity. So this shows 001 color A, and it shows that this number here is 71 of 150 pieces. So again, as I mentioned at the top of the video, there's only 150 pieces made in each colorway. Very special. It's got the lens details and the frame details, the 5 micron, 10 karat gold plated parts. It's got the MOC logo on the back side of the card. And now let's talk about color B. So color B is brushed silver with black enamel detail work, 18 karat gold plating on the bridge bar, the nose pads, and the hinge area. This lens is a dark gray to light brown. So I absolutely love what they did here. They did a double gradient, gray in the top to brown in the bottom. And it just comes together so beautifully when you have all of the colors here, the brushed silver, the black, and the gold. I really like this color combo. A lot of people really like the burgundy, and I think the burgundy is a really beautiful color to look at. But when you look at this brushed silver, black, and gold with a little bit of that brown, I think the brown gradient in the bottom of that lens really adds something to the look, really adds something to the look. All right, now let's look at model 001, color C. So here's color C, and this is the matte black with gray crystal acetate rim, and still has the gold, has actually rose gold. So we have rose gold hinge, rose gold bridge bar, and rose gold nose pad plates with that carved groove for the non-slip grip. And this lens is dark green, and I love the dark green lens. The dark green lens, not everybody knows, part of the reason for that, the reason why it was used for aviators in World War I, for the aviator lenses the pilots wore, is it creates a neutral color effect while sharpening contrast at the same time. So it doesn't change the color of what you're looking at, but details look very sharp and very crisp. So that is Model 001. And again, that Model 001, when we first got this collection, it sold out within 24 hours, all 3 colors. Just yesterday afternoon, I got these pieces back in stock, and I haven't yet made them available, so I expect they will sell out very, very quickly again. If you're watching this video, they might have already sold out. If you're interested in one of these, though, go ahead and reach out to us by phone or by email. I'll make contact information available down below, and you might still be able to grab one. All right, now let's move on to my favorite piece in the collection, Model 002. So we're going to start with color A, and this is the burgundy brushed gunmetal with 10 karat gold plating, and this lens is a dark gray to light gray, so essentially a gray gradient. And I love this all acetate navigator shape. It does still have a little bit of titanium at the bridge here, but it's got the acetate bridge, so it's very comfortable. Look at that burgundy temple tip. Look at the gunmetal with the black enamel detail work in there. And for me, this is my favorite piece. When I try this piece on, I just feel like it suits my face very well, and I prefer the comfort of the acetate bridge. It's just very comfortable on the bridge of the nose. I didn't mention yet, and I should have mentioned this already, the temple tips also have carved non-slip grip design work. So you get a good adjustment on the temple. It grips the skin very nicely behind the back of the ear. It doesn't have to be made too tight to fit comfortably and prevent slipping. So let's look at Model 002. Oh, and I didn't mention sizes. Back up just a second to Model 001. The size there is 5618. I'll show that again here. Model 001, it's a 56i and an 18 bridge. So when you compare that to 002 is a bit smaller at 51i, so a much smaller eye size, but then a little bit bigger at the bridge size, 51i 20 bridge. All right, so this is Model 002, color B. This is the gray crystal, so sporty, so avant-garde, with brushed silver, 18 karat gold. And this lens is what they call a medium gray. So yeah, medium gray, you can kind of tell. Maybe not as dark as like a full Category 3 outdoor sunglass, but fairly close, I would say. It's going to be very comfortable to wear in the sun. The gold-plated components are 18 karat on the bridge and on the hinge pieces. And look how nice that sterling silver medallion looks in the crystal acetate. So beautiful. Okay. This is perhaps my favorite color in my favorite style. Again, we're looking at the 002. This is color C, which is matte black with rose gold and a dark gray lens. And look at, now this is such a cool, like you can see when I mentioned earlier, the MOC design logo was inspired by a race car like steering wheel. Doesn't this look like race car colors here? You have the enamel work with the red, the black on the top, the red on the bottom. The way that comes together color-wise, to me, this is maybe the best color in the collection. This Model 002 color. And this one, some of these are much easier to see. Yeah, this is actually color C. So they call this color matte black with black and rose gold. So again, my favorite color in the collection. I really like the way this one looks. It's just such a beautiful shape. And this is one of the things I talk about that separates good eyewear from the rest of the pack. When you look at the thick acetate, when you look at the sculpting of the acetate, well, this angle shows it really nicely. It gets a little thicker out here, and then it thins out here. And then if you look at the top bar, the detail work here, it's not clunky, and it's got very sculpted, very smooth sculpted areas. So Model 003 Color B, and this is the matte black gray crystal acetate with 10 karat gold plating and a dark green lens. This is perhaps one of the more unique classic models in the collection, just a good round, not a teardrop, not an aviator, just a great round shape. And I love the sporty feel of the crystal with the gray. It's gonna look good on so many people. And this is actually the only color I have in stock at the moment because the 003, the other two colors sold out, and I have two more on the way. As of the release of this video, they might be available by then, or we might still be waiting on those. If you're interested in any of the colors here, feel free to reach out to us by phone or by email. I'll make all the links available in the box down below. This is a 49 eye size and a 22 millimeter bridge. And this is, a lot of people are gonna like this look. There's just a lot here. As I mentioned on one of the other colors, that sterling silver medallion looks so good in the crystal acetate. You can see the carved non-slip grip from both sides of the crystal acetate. It creates such a good look. I don't know if I mentioned on the gold plate of the nose pad, you also have the MOC logo. You can see on the inside of the plate. Beautiful black enamel, deep enamel detail work on these. So such a stunning piece, beautiful sculpting of the acetate, the way it flares out, but it doesn't have any like rough edges or parts. You can see the tip of the temple is well sculpted from all angles. So what that means is they just go on the face so smooth and they're very comfortable on. They did such a beautiful job, and I have come to expect no less from Masunaga over the years. As I said at the start of the video, for this brand, it's all about the craft. They have a legacy that spans 5 generations, and we are used to them producing such high levels of quality. They do not disappoint with the MOC collection. These pieces are so stunning, so beautiful. As I mentioned, they've been selling out very quickly. If you're interested in picking up one of these pieces for your collection, we've had a lot of collectors contact us about these pieces, because they're one of those pieces that, you know, you can wear them, you can enjoy them, you can put them in your collection, and you can keep them forever if you take care of them, because that's the kind of quality that Masunaga produces, the kind of lasting classic style that always looks good, isn't a trend, is just beautiful work for the ages. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you in the next video.